Today I'm going to show you 3 different ways to change your shoulder width. Stay tuned. Hi, this is Kim from Dorothy's Daughter. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with me today. So today I want to talk about shoulder width adjustments. Now remember that fitting is just one big puzzle piece, and we just try different, like detectives, and we try different ways to make it fit our bodies better. And there's not one answer right for everybody, but over time we learn what works for our each individual bodies. And I think that's very exciting as those pieces start to come together. So shoulder adjustments are something that makes a huge difference in the way a top can fit you. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways, and you can try all 3 and then see which one works best for you. I definitely have an opinion on what works best for me, but it just depends on what works best for you because everybody is different. So if you're new to this channel, what we do in this channel is I give you pattern tutorials, fitting tutorials. I love to teach fit. And also we just have a little bit of fun together in fellowship on our Facebook group, and once in a while a chat online. So we'd love to have you come along for the ride. So if you would like to, you can hit subscribe down below and also hit that bell so that you get notified when there's a new video. All right, I'm going to go straight to the 3 different ways to adjust your shoulder width. First, I'm going to give you some clues though. How do you know that you need a shoulder width? Well, if you have any gathering or pulling right here, that would be a big clue. Another thing would be if it were falling off your shoulders a bit, then you know you need it to be a little bit narrower. So basically, I think that it's a pretty obvious problem, but it's an easy one to fix, and I'm going to show you the 3 ways that you can do that. So for the first adjustment, what you're going to do is you're going to draw some lines from about the midway point on the arm side over and then up to the middle of the shoulder. All right, so you have a little wedge like this. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to slide that over, and you can raise it up so it doesn't mess up your slope too much. And then you're just going to redraw this arm side and make it smooth again. Now this only works in a sleeveless garment. Because it changes your arm side, and you can't do that if you're going to set in a sleeve, obviously. All right, so that is method number 1. It's simple, easy, and it works really well with tank tops and those sorts of things. All right. Okay, this next method is one that you've seen in a whole video that I have on doing narrow shoulder adjustments. All right, so what you have is you want to make a smaller size in the neck and shoulders, and then starting with the arm side and the rest of the garment to be another size. I didn't have another size on this, so I kind of drew in how it could be. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trace this arm side of the new arm side. All right, after I do that, I'm going to take my scissors and cut it out. With a piece of tissue paper helps in this manner. Okay. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to lay that at the shoulder point of the smaller size. All right, and then you're just going to swing that out to meet the new size, and then redraw your arm side so that you have, basically starting with your arm side, you have a bigger size all the way from the arm side down the entire body. This is my favorite way because it really does exactly what I need it to do. My body is one size, my neck and shoulders is another. And basically that's exactly what it does. It takes, this is extra large. takes the medium or large and blends it into the extra large all the rest of the way down. So if your whole body is a different size than your neck and shoulders, that is a very good way to do it. And I have a complete video on this as well. I will put a link to it up at the top there. That is method number 2. All right, method number 3 involves just drawing one line. You go about 2 inches over here to just above the notch. You're going to draw that line in. And then you're going to cut that all the way down to here so that you have a hinge. So you can pull it apart if you need to add, or overlap it if you need it to be narrower. Now, as you do that, you can see how these lines are going to have to be redrawn. So you just always, when you redraw lines or true something, you go from the known point to the known point and just redraw the line. So then you have not disturbed your arm size, so it can still take your sleeve, no problem, but you have effectively either made this narrower or wider. Little pieces of paper are hard to hang on to, but you can make it narrower by overlapping or wider by spreading apart. And that's basically a very good way. Now, this can sometimes change the slope a little bit. You're going to want to watch out for that. If you do, you could have problems up here with fitting if you change the slope very much. So you need to kind of watch that and adjust as needed. We're going to get into shoulder slope next video, but that is something to watch out for. But that is basically another super easy way of adjusting the width. Just a couple things to note with the second method, where you're drawing the extra large arm size and then blending it into the body, vice versa. With that, what you're going to need to do is remember that if you have a collar or anything that attaches to the neckline, you make that size. If you're putting in a sleeve, you're going to make the size of the larger arm size. So just keep in mind which pieces you're going to need basically for each thing. As well, the third method, what you're going to keep in mind is that you want to make sure it does not change your shoulder slope too much, and we may need to adjust that if needed. All right, so those are our width adjustments, super easy. Check out my video on the second method. I have a whole video of it. It's a super easy way, and I prefer that way over all the others. All right, have a fantastic day. I will see you soon. Next video will be all about shoulder slope and also on how to adjust a forward shoulder, which a lot of us have as we get older. Have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next video. Happy sewing.